were you just like, I just want to do this journey on
Yeah.
my own?
Yeah, that's a great question because that is what my platform ended up becoming. Because even at the time, I knew that I needed help, but I thought
Right.
that I could just handle it on my own,
Mm,
right? And so that's what I focused. I was just like, okay, let me just try harder
mm,
and be better and try to
Yeah.
have a better attitude and stuff like that. And it wasn't until I was diagnosed with everything I'm diagnosed with only a few years ago.
Oh.
mm,
So I was diagnosed with most of the stuff that I deal with now, in 2023. So it was at that point, 5 years had gone by. And I knew I had to get help because like all this time had gone by and I was still struggling. But I didn't think it was because I was diagnosed with anything. But it wasn't until some people that were very close to me in my life pointed out, like, hey, you should probably talk to somebody. And, I was like, no, I'm fine. I've like, it is what it is. I just gotta work harder, just gotta try harder." But then when after going to speak with a mental health professional, that's when I realized that my struggles had nothing to do with me not trying hard. Like, there is quite literally a chemical deficiency in my brain that I wasn't managing in a healthy way, and that's one of the reasons why I was struggling with so many things. And so it wasn't until 2023 that I really started to focus on getting help and speaking with my therapist and my psychiatrist, getting medicated, like all that kind of stuff. That didn't start till 2023. So uh, it's 2025 now. It's been 2 3 years, and it's been an amazing, insightful journey that I'm still learning. It's all still new to me.
I got a question, Spence, because no one's,
yeah.
it's surprising. We've done so many of these goddamn podcasts,
It's-
and rarely have I asked this question. How was it starting therapy? What have you learned throughout it? Did it work the first time, first therapist? Did it take time to get used to? Men, brown men, black men, hard time talking about this shit. Um,
Hmm.
like, what was that experience? How did it go with the therapist? And if you, I didn't think that this is where we're going today. Obviously, this is where we're going. If you're cool with that, I would like to pick your brain
Yeah,
because it's a high rate
absolutely.
of black and brown people that listen to us, and it's
Yes.
also a high rate of women too. But for
Yeah.
the men that are listening, it'd be nice for you to share a piece.
I for those of you that don't know, I'm black. Surprise.
You're good
And
looking too. You're
I
good
know.
looking. You're good looking. You're good looking black man. You know.
Looking
uh,
like Darius Rucker.
that's
Anyway.
true. That's the person I get all the time. I get Darius Rucker all the time. And so like here's the thing. I grew up in a black neighborhood, right?
Right.
Surrounded by black people.
Mm,
And there is very much a mental health stigma in the black community. And so when I was growing up, the people that I looked up to were athletes,
Hmm.
hip hop and R&B artists, and my dad. Right? Those were the three people that I looked up to. None of whom were talking about mental health. None of my teachers were talking about mental health. None of my basketball coach, my football coach, my baseball coach. None of those people were talking about mental health. It was always try harder or rub some dirt on it, pull up the bootstraps, let's go, kind of energy. Uh, like the idea of crying meant that you were a wuss. That's what I grew up. So I grew up suppressing my feelings because that's what I thought that I had to do. And so I realized when I started therapy that number one, there is a stigma in the black community. And number two, that I'm not alone in this. And I know it's such a cliche thing to say, but it's true. Because even though so many people suffer and have a hard time managing their mental health, it can, even though so many people deal with that, it still is a very isolating thing that we all have to deal with. And so we all feel alone. And once I learned that there are people that have gone through this and can understand what I'm struggling with and how to manage it in a healthy way, it was like putting on glasses for the first time, and I'm able to see things clearly. I was able to put a name to my struggles, I was able to understand why things were happening. Why was I having trouble remembering things? Why was I having trouble, getting started with my day? Why was I, having trouble with this, and that? Come to find out, there's more to the story. And so it was kind of like this beautiful snowball effect that I just wanted to learn more, and I started to learn more. And that's why I take um, my role as a content creator in the mental health field so seriously, because there's not a lot of Black and brown men, especially, that are content creators that talk about mental health.
Nope.
And so, like, I take this very seriously because, like, I wish I was able to see somebody like me when I was younger, when I was a teenager, when I was in college, even talking about this stuff, And so, like, that's why I try my hardest to just be open and honest about my life and my struggles.
Was it hard for you to, when they maybe suggested, hey, you got bing, bang, boom, was it hard for you to maybe accept that? And, or was it hard for you to maybe, hey, I assume your therapist is like, hey man, we might need to do some of this medicine. Because
Oh
that's
yeah.
usually the
Oh
next step.
yeah. Oh yeah. It was really hard. It was like this uh uh grief process, like the stages of grief that you go through like after like somebody passes away kind of thing. It was like a similar thing because when I was first diagnosed, especially with like because I was diagnosed first with generalized anxiety disorder,
Yeah.
and depression. And like I'm like when I thought about when I was younger and I was thinking about mental health, and this is my ignorance speaking. I when somebody mentioned mental health, I would think of like straitjackets and asylums.
Facts.
Like that's mental health to me. That's what I thought.
Yep.
And so once I realized it's not that, it was very, very eye-opening. And so like once I started to learn more about it, when I was first diagnosed, I started to get upset with the people that were in my life, like the adults that were in my life. Cause I'm like, the signs of depression, anxiety, ADHD, all this stuff, it was there my whole life. How did y'all not see it? It's clear as day. And so like it was like anger. And then it turned into sadness because I'm like, man, I caught this when I was 34,
Old.
35. What if I would have caught this when I was like 18, 19, 20? Like would my life be different? Like, and so it turned into like the sadness. And like it kept going. And then finally I reached the point after maybe like a year or so when it was like this acceptance. And I was like, okay, this is something I have to deal with. I'm going to give myself grace. I'm going to give people in my life grace because they didn't know either. And I'm just going to try to just manage all of this in a healthy way and try to use my journey as a way to validate other people's journeys.
Well, you'd be surprised. You wouldn't be surprised. Spence probably wouldn't be either. With the amount of times, Spence, I've had kids this week, I just can't believe no one saw any of this.
Yeah.
How'd you not know? How'd you not know I was emaciated with my eating disorder? How'd you not know I was tweaking out and I wouldn't come out of the basement? How'd you not know I was autistic? And if you saw this, this, and this, and you continue to allow people to bully me, or you continue saying shit about my weight, or you never put me in front of a doctor? Why was it when I finally got to middle school and I went for a checkup, the doctor's like, "Hey man, you ain't doing good." Why did it take so long? So a lot of my clients are angry. Lost time, and I tell them, "Hey, at least it wasn't 35. At least it wasn't you're 20, right? 21. We can do some shit now,
Yeah.
right?"
There's a lot of people, especially women, people in the LGBTQ plus community, people of color, that are getting diagnosed later in life with a variety of things because a
Yep.
lot of the research that is done on a lot of these things, especially in the like DSP or whatever
DSM.
it's called, DSM. Thank you. A lot of that was the research was done on white males,
Mhm.
especially young white males.
Yep.
It wasn't done on women. It wasn't done on people of color. And we're just now getting to a point that it's starting to be talked about more and accepted more in those communities and how it affects people differently in those communities. And so now you're finding like women who were either misdiagnosed or not diagnosed at all,
Mhm.
getting diagnosed with ADHD at 50, 60, 70 years old.
Facts is
Yeah.
wild. And then how could it have changed or helped them out if they would have known this before? It's
Right.
sad, like you said. It's
Mhm.
grief because you might have lost a part
Mhm.
of yourself a long time ago throughout all the traumas.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Thank you for answering some of those questions.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Smith.
Yeah. So I know you've done a little bit of like acting, and you're a big musical guy as
Yeah,
well.
I am.
What
I am.
what about those really like help you express yourself in different ways? Because,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, honestly, like I love musicals, honestly. Like
Oh.
they're pretty great. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, that's my shit, you know.
Nice.
The newer ones, you know, what are you gonna do? Yeah, yeah. They don't catch my. I will say though, I was pleasantly surprised with Wicked. I was like, oh
Okay.
shit,
Okay.
that's actually really good. Even
Yeah,
though like my
yeah.
school, they did like Wicked, like we were known for like Wicked. That was our thing. I
Mhm.
never saw it, but what about like just doing acting, musicals, and being inside of that realm really gets your creative juices going?
Yeah. It was two things mainly. One, it was a safe space for me,
Mhm,
um, growing up because I played sports my entire life. And
mhm,
again, in sports, like you suppress your feelings because you need to be tough. You need to be like "Rah," all the time,
mhm,
right? Like that is
mhm,
the mindset you have to have. And in theater, in musicals, it was different. Like they wanted you to show your vulnerability. They wanted you
mhm,
to like go there emotionally a lot of times. And so like it was a safe space for me to express myself in a way that was accepted by the people around me. So that was
mhm,
number one. Number two, um, neurodivergent people mask a lot. We mask our symptoms a lot. Acting in a way is masking, and it was a way from acting is a way for me to this is going back to some acting 101 stuff, but behaving truthfully under imaginary circumstances. So like I'm able to wear this theoretical mask where when I'm on stage, it's not me.
mhm,
It's whatever character I'm playing. Like it's me up there, but it's whatever
yeah,
character I'm playing. So I'm masking who I am in order to play this role. And so that was something I was already used to without even realizing it. Now I
mhm.
talk about this now the way that I'm talking about it, but back then I didn't even know that that's why I enjoyed it so much.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. Check out the full episode on our channel and anywhere you find podcasts. Also, remember to like and subscribe. Whoop whoop!